Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to step into the realm of infinite potential, where the limits you've known no longer define you. Picture this, a version of yourself that is bold, unshakable, and thriving, a version that knows no fear and bows to no weakness. But to become that version, there's something you must do. You must confront the shadow of your own making, the weak, self-doubting, and hesitant version of yourself, and let it go. We're not here to simply improve that version or negotiate with it. No, today we're here to kill that weak version of yourself, the one that clings to excuses, comforts, and past stories. Because within you lies a force so powerful, so limitless, that it's waiting to be unleashed. In other words, it's looking for you to unleashed. We want to master the weak version of yourself. We want to master. Let me tell you, you are not a prisoner of your circumstances. You are not your past. You are not even your current struggles. You are a creator, an architect of your destiny. And when you learn to let go of the old, outdated identity that no longer serves you, you'll discover what it means to truly live. So, are you ready to take this journey with me, to rewrite the narrative, to rise above what you thought was possible? Let's dive in and kill that weak version of yourself once and for all. It's time to awaken the giant within. Weakness is not just about physical frailty or lack of strength. It often stems from patterns of thought, ingrained habits, and subconscious programming that keep us stuck in the same place. To truly evolve, the first step is to become radically honest with yourself and recognize these weaknesses for what they are. This requires a deep and introspective look into your life, your actions, decisions, and the narratives you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of achieving. Without acknowledgement, there can be no transformation. Recognizing your weaknesses isn't about judgment or self-criticism. It's about awareness. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. Start by observing your daily life. Pay close attention to moments when you feel resistance, fear, or hesitation. These moments often reveal the areas where your weaker self is in control. Maybe it's the voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough to pursue a certain goal, or the habit of procrastination that keeps you from starting something important. Perhaps it's a tendency to overanalyze, to seek perfection, or to compare yourself to others. Or these behaviors are not just arbitrary. They are signals pointing directly to the core beliefs and fears that need addressing. Now, consider how these weaknesses manifest in your life. Are they showing up in your work, your relationships, or your health? For example, if you constantly avoid challenging conversations, it may stem from a fear of conflict or rejection. If you repeatedly put off taking action toward a goal, it may come from a fear of failure or an ingrained belief that success is out of reach for you. By understanding the roots of these behaviors, you can start to dismantle them. To dig deeper, reflect on the stories you tell yourself. These stories often sound like excuses or justifications. I'm too old to start. I'm not smart enough. Or I don't have the resources. These are not facts. They are perceptions shaped by past experiences, cultural conditioning, and self-imposed limitations. When you recognize these stories for what they are, you can begin to question their validity. Ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Is it grounded in truth, or is it something I've accepted without challenge? The process of recognizing weaknesses also involves identifying patterns. Look for recurring themes in your life. The same mistakes, the same frustrations, the same unfulfilled goals. These patterns often highlight areas where your weaker self has been dominant. Maybe it's a cycle of starting and quitting projects, or a pattern of attracting unhealthy relationships. Patterns provide valuable insight into the subconscious programming running your life. Patterns provide valuable insight into the subconscious programming running your life. They are not coincidences, they are reflections of the internal limitations you have yet to overcome. Self awareness is the foundation of this process. Begin to cultivate it through practices like journaling, mindfulness, or simply taking moments of stillness to reflect. When you notice a negative thought or disempowering behavior, pause and examine it without judgment. Where does it come from? What triggers it? What emotions are attached to it? This level of introspection allows you to see the mechanisms of your weaker self in action. Another important aspect of recognizing weaknesses is to pay attention to how you respond to challenges. Do you face them with resilience or do you retreat? Do you view setbacks as opportunities to learn or do they confirm your doubts and fears? Your reactions to adversity can reveal a great deal about the areas where you need to grow. Strength is often forged in the moments when you feel weakest. Recognizing your default responses to difficulty can help you break free from automatic behaviors and consciously choose a different path. Finally, recognize that this process requires humility. It's not easy to admit where you fall short, but doing so is an act of courage. It's a sign that you are ready to move beyond your current limitations and create a version of yourself that aligns with your highest potential. Taking full responsibility for your life is a fundamental step in transforming yourself and stepping into a stronger, more empowered version of who you are. It means embracing the understanding that every aspect of your current reality, your successes, your struggles, and even your setbacks, has been shaped directly or indirectly by your choices, actions, and mindset. This concept can feel uncomfortable, even confrontational, because it requires you to move beyond blaming external circumstances, other people, or even luck for where you are today. Responsibility is not about blame, it's about ownership. Blame is reactive and rooted in the past, while ownership is proactive and focused on the future. When you take responsibility, you reclaim control over your life. You recognize that while you may not be at fault for everything that happens to you, you are always responsible for how you respond to those situations and what you choose to do moving forward. This shift in mindset is what allows true growth to occur. Begin by examining the narratives you've constructed around your circumstances. How often do you attribute your struggles to things outside your control? It might sound like, I'm not successful because my boss doesn't value me, or I can't be happy because of the way my parents treated me, or I'll never achieve my goals because the system is rigged against me. While there may be elements of truth in these statements, they do not serve you. They only perpetuate a sense of helplessness and keep you anchored to the weak version of yourself. Taking responsibility starts with shifting the focus inward. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I do about it? Instead of focusing on the barriers, start focusing on the actions within your control. This shift in perspective empowers you to move forward rather than remaining stuck in a loop of frustration or victimhood. It allows you to take initiative, to learn, and to grow from your experiences rather than being defined by them. And it also includes being willing to be manipulated. You look at the situation and better understand it. One of the most important aspects of taking responsibility is recognizing the role of your choices. Every day you make decisions, some big, some small, that collectively shape your life. Whether it's the decision to prioritize work over rest, to spend money rather than save it, or to react impulsively instead of with thoughtfulness, these choices create the trajectory of your journey. Taking responsibility means becoming conscious of these decisions and understanding their impact. It means asking yourself if your actions are truly aligned with the goals and values you aspire to uphold. Taking responsibility also involves letting go of excuses. Excuses are the barriers your weaker self builds to justify inaction or complacency. They might sound rational in the moment, I'm too tired, I don't have enough time, or I'll start tomorrow, but they are ultimately rooted in fear, procrastination, or a lack of self-belief. When you take responsibility, you recognize excuses for what they are, obstacles you create for yourself. Begin to challenge them and push beyond the limitations they impose. Another important component is acknowledging your role in relationships. Taking responsibility doesn't just apply to your personal goals, it also extends to how you interact with others. If there's conflict or tension in your relationships, consider your part in it. Are you communicating effectively? Are you listening? Are you projecting your own insecurities or unmet needs onto others? When you take ownership of your role in these dynamics, you create the opportunity for healthier, more authentic connections. Finally, taking responsibility means embracing accountability. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Accountability requires you to check in with yourself regularly, to evaluate your actions, and to course correct when necessary. It's about being honest with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable, and committing to the process of growth, no matter how long it takes. Visualizing your stronger self is an essential step in transforming your life because it provides clarity, direction, and a sense of purpose. The mind is a powerful tool, and it thrives on images and narratives. When you create a vivid mental picture of the person you aspire to become, you activate a roadmap for change that starts to influence your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This process begins with imagination, but its impact extends far beyond the mind, shaping the way you show up in the world and how the world responds to you. To visualize your stronger self effectively, you must first define who that version of you is. Clarity is key. Think about every aspect of your stronger self in detail. How they think, how they act, how they speak, and how they handle challenges. What values do they embody? What goals are they pursuing? How do they carry themselves in their daily life? So, this isn't about creating an idealized or perfect version of yourself. It's about crafting a vision that feels authentic, inspiring, and aligned with your potential. Once you have a clear idea of who your stronger self is, start to engage your imagination fully. Close your eyes and bring this version of yourself to life in your mind's eye. Imagine the situations they navigate with confidence and ease, the relationships they cultivate with care and intention, and the goals they achieve through perseverance and focus. Make the vision as detailed as possible. What are they wearing? What does their environment look like? How do they interact with others? The more specific you are, the more real this vision will feel, and the more your brain will begin to accept it as a possibility. Visualization isn't just about seeing, it's about feeling. Tap into the emotions associated with your stronger self. How does it feel to be confident, disciplined, and fulfilled? What emotions arise when you think about overcoming your weaknesses and living in alignment with your goals? By immersing yourself in these feelings, you create a powerful emotional connection to your vision, which acts as a motivator to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Consistency is vital in this process. Visualization isn't a one-time exercise, it's a practice. Set aside time each day to connect with your vision. Morning or evening are great moments for this, as they allow you to start or end your day with intention. During these moments, revisit your mental image of your stronger self and reimagine it with as much clarity and emotion as possible. With repetition, this practice begins to rewire your brain, strengthening neural pathways associated with the behaviors and traits you wish to embody. It's also important to align your actions with your visualization. Visualization alone is not enough to create change. It must be paired with consistent effort and deliberate action. Use your vision as a guide for making decisions and taking steps toward your goals. When faced with choices, ask yourself, what would the stronger version of me do in this situation? Let this question become a compass, helping you act in ways that move you closer to your envisioned self. End of section 0. Over time, visualization can help you break free from the limitations of your current identity. Your brain does not distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones, which means that by consistently visualizing your stronger self, you begin to reshape your self position. This new self position becomes a foundation for change, influencing how you think, what you believe, and how you behave. Remember to incorporate all your senses into the process. Visualization is most effective when it's multisensory. Imagine the sounds, the smells, and even textures associated with your stronger self's environment. These sensory details make the vision more tangible and engaging, helping your mind connect to it on a deeper level. By engaging fully in this process, you create a mental rehearsal for the life you want to live. Breaking the cycle of negative patterns is a crucial step in transforming yourself and stepping into the stronger, more capable version of who you are. Negative patterns are repetitive behaviors, thoughts, or emotional responses that hold you back from progress. They often operate on autopilot, ingrained so deeply in your subconscious that you might not even realize how much control they have over your life. Recognizing and dismantling these cycles is essential to creating lasting change and unlocking your full potential. The first step in breaking the cycle is awareness. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Start by observing your habits and reactions, paying close attention to recurring themes. These might include procrastination, self-doubt, overthinking, or even physical habits like poor diet choices or skipping exercise. Reflect on the triggers that lead to these behaviors. Are there specific situations, people, or emotions that consistently set off the cycle? By identifying the root causes, you gain insight into the mechanisms that perpetuate the pattern. Once you've identified a negative pattern, take a closer look at its impact. How does this behavior affect your goals, relationships, or overall well-being? Sometimes the consequences are obvious, such as missed opportunities or strained connections. Other times they may be more subtle, like a persistent feeling of dissatisfaction or a lack of progress. Understanding the cost of maintaining these patterns can serve as a powerful motivator to change. Challenging the cycle involves questioning the beliefs that sustain it. Negative patterns are often fueled by limiting beliefs, assumptions about yourself, others, or the world that restrict your potential. For example, you might believe that you're not good enough, that success is only for others, or that change is too difficult. These beliefs may have been shaped by past experiences or external influences, but they are not facts. Start by identifying the specific beliefs tied to your negative patterns and examine their validity. Ask yourself, is this belief true? Is it serving me? What evidence exists to challenge it? Breaking the cycle also requires disrupting the behavior itself. When you notice yourself falling into a familiar pattern, pause and take a moment to reflect. This interruption creates space for you to make a conscious choice rather than acting on autopilot. For example, if you tend to procrastinate, recognize the moment when you start to put off the task. Instead of giving in to the urge, take one small action toward completing it. Even a single step can shift your momentum and weaken the grip of the pattern. Replacing negative patterns with positive ones is another critical aspect of the process. Change is not just about elimination, it's about substitution. When you remove a behavior, you create a void that needs to be filled with something constructive. Identify habits or actions that align with the version of yourself you want to become. If your pattern involves avoiding challenges, replace it with a habit of facing them head on, even in small ways. If it involves self-criticism, replace it with self-compassion and affirmations of your growth. Consistency is key to breaking the cycle. Patterns are not formed overnight, and they won't be undone overnight either. Commit to showing up for yourself every day, even when it's difficult. Small, consistent efforts compound over time, gradually rewiring your brain and shifting your default responses. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, as this reinforces your commitment to change. It's important to anticipate setbacks and approach them with resilience. Breaking negative patterns is rarely a linear process. There will be moments when old habits resurface and you might feel like you're back at square one. Instead of viewing these moments as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Reflect on what triggered the setback and use that insight to strengthen your resolve moving forward. Surround yourself with support. Breaking the cycle is a challenging journey, and having people who encourage and inspire you can make a significant difference. Seek out friends, mentors, or communities that share your commitment to growth. Their perspectives, advice, and encouragement can help you stay on track and navigate obstacles. Finally, practice patience and self-compassion throughout the process. Negative patterns are often deeply rooted, and change takes time. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this journey. Recognize that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory and a testament to your strength and determination. Embracing discomfort is an essential part of personal growth and transformation. Discomfort is not something to be avoided or feared. It is a signal that you are stepping outside your comfort zone and into a space where growth occurs. While the natural inclination is often to seek ease and stability, true change requires venturing into the unknown, facing challenges, and enduring temporary discomfort to achieve long-term progress and fulfillment. He says, quote, "Many times doubts lead us away from the truth. Recognizing the value of discomfort and learning to embrace it is a skill that can reshape your mindset and propel you toward your goals." Discomfort arises when you push beyond your current limits. Whether it's taking on a new challenge, learning a difficult skill, or confronting fears, the unfamiliar can feel overwhelming. However, it's important to understand that discomfort is a natural part of the growth process. Much like physical exercise, where muscles are broken down and rebuilt stronger, mental and emotional growth requires stretching yourself in ways that may feel uncomfortable at first. By reframing discomfort as a necessary and beneficial part of growth, you can approach it with curiosity and courage rather than resistance. The first step in embracing discomfort is recognizing where it shows up in your life. Discomfort can take many forms, such as fear, self-doubt, uncertainty, or physical fatigue. Pay attention to moments when you feel uneasy, nervous, or tempted to retreat into familiar habits. These moments often indicate opportunities for growth. For example, the discomfort of speaking in public might be a sign that you're ready to build confidence and improve your communication skills. The discomfort of trying something new might signal a chance to expand your horizons and discover hidden potential. Understanding the root of discomfort can also help you navigate it more effectively. Often, discomfort is tied to fear of failure, rejection, judgment, or the unknown. These fears are natural, but are often exaggerated by the mind. By examining your fears and breaking them down, you can begin to see them for what they are, temporary obstacles rather than insurmountable barriers. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? And what's the best that could happen? This exercise can help you shift your focus from the fear of discomfort to the potential rewards of stepping outside your comfort zone and exploring and finding new things that excite us. Until next time, from all of us here, practicing resilience is a key component of embracing discomfort. Resilience is the ability to face challenges and bounce back stronger. It involves developing the mental and emotional strength to endure setbacks, failures, and difficulties without giving up. Building resilience starts with small steps. Begin by intentionally exposing yourself to situations that are slightly uncomfortable but manageable. to very minute detail. Over time, as you gain confidence and experience, you can take on greater challenges and push your limits further. Embracing discomfort also means changing your relationship with failure. Failure is often seen as something to avoid at all costs, but in reality, it is one of the most valuable teachers. Each failure provides lessons, insights, and opportunities for growth that success cannot offer. When you view failure as a stepping stone rather than an endpoint, you free yourself to take risks and experiment without the fear of falling short. It's also important to cultivate a mindset of growth and persistence. Embracing discomfort requires a willingness to endure short-term challenges for long-term gains. This mindset involves focusing on the process rather than the outcome, and trusting that every effort you make contributes to your progress. By celebrating small victories and recognizing the progress you're making, you can stay motivated and committed even when the journey feels tough. Support systems play a crucial role in navigating discomfort. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, or a supportive friend, having someone to lean on during difficult moments can provide the motivation and perspective you need to keep going. These individuals can also offer valuable feedback and guidance, helping you grow more effectively. Practicing mindfulness can also help you embrace discomfort. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment and observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. When you encounter discomfort, mindfulness allows you to acknowledge it without being overwhelmed by it. Instead of reacting impulsively or avoiding the situation, you can respond thoughtfully and intentionally. This practice helps you build emotional resilience and stay focused on your goals even when faced with challenges. Finally, remember that discomfort is temporary. The challenges you face today will not last forever, and the growth you achieve will far outweigh the initial struggle. By staying committed and persistent, you can transform discomfort into a source of strength and confidence that propels you toward your aspirations. Anything is possible if you just hold true to your aspirations. Commitment to consistency is one of the most powerful principles in the process of personal growth and transformation. Consistency is not about perfection or dramatic, immediate changes. It is about showing up every day, putting in the effort, and taking small, deliberate steps toward your goals. When you commit to consistency, you establish a foundation for progress, creating habits and routines that align with the person you want to become. This unwavering dedication builds momentum over time, leading to significant and lasting change. The essence of consistency lies in repeated action. Big goals and aspirations can often feel overwhelming or out of reach, but breaking them down into small, manageable actions transforms them into something achievable. Instead of focusing on the end result, shift your attention to the process. What actions can you take today, no matter how small, that move you closer to your goals? These actions, when repeated consistently, create a compounding effect that accelerates progress and builds confidence in your ability to succeed. Consistency begins with clarity. To maintain focus and direction, you need a clear vision of what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. Take the time to define your goals and understand the deeper motivations behind them. What drives you? What impact do you want to create in your life and the lives of others? This clarity serves as a guiding light, helping you stay committed even when the journey becomes challenging or monotonous. Well, habits are the building blocks of consistency. When you establish positive habits that align with your goals, you reduce the need for constant decision-making and willpower. Habits automate your actions, making it easier to stay consistent over the long term. To build effective habits, start small and focus on one change at a time. For example, if you want to improve your physical fitness, begin by committing to just 10 minutes of exercise each day. Once this becomes a natural part of your routine, you can gradually increase the intensity and duration. Accountability is another key factor in maintaining consistency. When you hold yourself accountable, you take ownership of your actions and outcomes. This can be done through self-monitoring, such as tracking your progress in a journal or using apps to log your activities. Additionally, involving others in your journey can strengthen your commitment. Share your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or accountability partner who can provide encouragement, feedback, and support. One of the challenges of consistency is overcoming setbacks and obstacles. Life is unpredictable, and there will inevitably be moments when you falter or face difficulties. Instead of letting these setbacks derail your progress, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. Reflect on what went wrong, adjust your approach, and recommit to your goals. Remember that consistency is not about never failing. It's about getting back on track and continuing to move forward, no matter what. Mindset plays a crucial role in sustaining consistency. A growth-oriented mindset allows you to view challenges as opportunities to develop and improve. It encourages patience, resilience, and self-compassion. When you encounter obstacles or slow progress, remind yourself that transformation is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate your efforts and small wins along the way, as they are proof of your dedication and progress. Time management is another essential component of consistency. To stay consistent, you need to prioritize your goals and make time for the actions that support them. This often means setting boundaries, saying no to distractions, and creating a structured schedule that aligns with your intentions. By planning your days and allocating time for your priorities, you minimize the likelihood of neglecting the activities that drive your growth. Consistency also requires discipline. There will be days when motivation wanes or external pressures make it tempting to skip your commitments. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward in these moments. It is the ability to act in alignment with your goals, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. Over time, discipline becomes a habit in itself, making it easier to maintain consistency and stay true to your aspirations. Perhaps whereas inherent in suffering tends to make the same. Finally, recognize that consistency is a journey of self-discovery. Through consistent effort, you gain a deeper understanding of your strengths, limitations, and potential. You build trust in yourself and prove that you are capable of achieving what you set out to accomplish. This sense of self-belief becomes a powerful force that fuels your determination and propels you toward your vision.